Hey guys, welcome back to Lick Branch Farms. Today, Jace and I are out here in the red potato plot. We are going to harvest this row of potatoes. We got this row out early last week, and you know, we struggled with our red potatoes this year. I planted them the last weekend in February, and right afterwards we got a lot of rain. The ground stayed wet, it stayed cold for a long time, and I was really worried about the potatoes germinating. And I'm probably said it in a couple of videos that you know, we may have to replant potatoes. I'm not sure, but they did finally come up, and you know, I'm not real pleased with what I got off the first row. I got a lot of small potatoes, which is fine. We eat it. Those are, you know, those are good eating size potatoes. But normally we get several pounds of big potatoes. So we're going to go down this last row and get this out of the way. We got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Today's Friday. We're going to get these potatoes out of the ground. I'm going to get the tractor in here. We're going to fix this plot up. We're going to go back through here and dist everything and get ready to plant some more purple hull peas. If you remember correctly, I told y'all in the video that I planted over here, the deer always get me at least one time a year, and they got me this year. They got this small field that I planted. So I dished everything in, and I figured since we were so close to harvesting potatoes, we wait and then we'll do this whole side in purple hulls. And I've got the plot behind me which had the cool season vegetables in it, the cabbage and the broccoli and all that. It has been, everything has got out of that garden. We got all the lettuce out. Everything's been gotten out. We've took the tractor through there and dished it once. I'm going to disc it again today. And hopefully tomorrow we can start running rows for our spaghetti squash, our winter squash. And 2 different varieties of pumpkins. I also want to get another row of lettuce started, and I don't know if I'm going to do it there, if I'm going to do it over beside my okra, but we're definitely got a lot of stuff that we need to be getting in the ground now. Everything that we've got out in the big garden, all the squash, all the cucumbers, all the beans, everything is doing fantastic. We got the peppers out. Cucumbers are coming along great. I mean, we're harvesting anywhere from 15 to 20 cucumbers a day just off 36 plants. And all of the squash that we've got out, how much squash did we get? I guarantee you we harvested over 75 pounds of squash this morning. And I've already contacted my buyer and see if we can start moving some of this stuff. And so far we've been real pleased with, you know, what we've been doing here as far as moving produce. But today we're going to concentrate on potatoes, get them out of the way, get this plot ready to go to put purple hull peas in. And Jason's going to get ready to dig this plant up here. So go ahead and stick that in there and fold it back and see what we get. Come over this way just a little bit more. There you go. Step on it. All right, now pull back. All right, hold. Stick it back down. Step on it again. Now pull back. You ain't getting deep enough. Let me see. Maybe I'm a little. All right, now pull back. There you go. Look at there. Look at there. See them potatoes? Let me get you guys a shot of this. So these are actually look better than the first ones that we picked up. These are good looking potatoes here. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, and we'll dig around in here, around where the roots were, and see if we can find any more. Get the good ones out first, Jason, then we'll get the other ones.
I'm looking.
All right, so see, there was the seed potato that we planted. So, well, maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe we are going to get a good harvest off of this row. I don't know. But I got these little easy. I'm going to be real careful when you set them on your rack because the skin on them is very delicate right now. And that's why I use these bread trays, because the air can get through it. And I'll show you when we get up to the chicken coop that we stack these things up so air can get around them so they can cure. And about 10 days is what it takes, and then you can wipe them off. We never wash them. They keep longer if you don't wash them. All right, let's get that one a little bit farther. You got to get a little. You ain't heavy enough. Let me see.
You do that and I'll pull it back.
See, I wiggle, and then
pull back.
Wait a minute. Now,
I got it.
Now pull. There you go. All right, that's good. I don't want you hitting potatoes. That's good.
What happened to this one?
I don't know. That one's got spots on it, don't it?
Oh.
See. So, and that's not bad. I mean, that's actually pretty good You're gonna get some, see these here? All right, pull it out. See, these are, I mean, good eating size potatoes. We use a lot of potatoes in stews and stuff like that. And this is perfect size for that. So, yeah, my wife's gonna be real pleased with this because she loves this size to cook in green beans and stuff like that. And I like to eat them that size. Get a whole potato in your mouth. All right. Yeah. All right, be easy now.
I'm trying to thump my foot hard as I can.
Your feet ain't big enough. Look, look, look.
Oh, I got one.
I know, I see one, but you're gonna mess the whole thing up if you ain't careful. There.
Whoa, that's a bigger one. I'm gonna shake it off.
There you go. All right, easy now. See, and this is, we got a lot. Watch out in these ants. See them?
I touch ants.
See them?
Before.
All right, guys. So we finally finished that row of potatoes. Man, it is hot out here. Hot and humid and everything else. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now, and it's still a little bit damp. We've been getting, I guess we're lucky because we've been getting a shower about every afternoon. And yesterday it come through and just blowed all my corn down. And it's trying to stand itself back up. I hope it does. I got, I don't know, a month. Well, right at 2 months invested in that corn. I don't want to have to replant it now. Anyway, 2 rows of red potato out the ground, and let me show you what we got. And it's about average. It's about what we got off the other row. So 2 rows, and they were 80 feet long. If I remember correctly, we had like 261 seed potatoes in the ground. And this is what we pulled off of the second row. That's about what we got off the first one. Now these, I mean, we got some big ones out of there. Some big ones over there. But last year, this was average. I mean, there were a lot of them. We had enough that we filled up a, I don't call them a kiddie pool, but 4-foot swimming pool. We filled it up. So, and that was just on 4 short rows. I think it was 4 50-foot rows. So yeah, I know that the Red Norland is a big producer. It just did not produce for us this year, and I take responsibility for that, for planting early. Planted late February, where I should have waited till the 1st of April, like I did my Yukon Gold, and they are doing fantastic. Matter of fact, we will be pulling those potatoes up probably at the end of the month. 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, we'll be pulling those potatoes up. So we'll see the difference in the yield from planting at the 1st of March and planting at the 1st of April. So what I'm gonna do now is take the plants, the potato plants themselves. You see they still got little bitty potatoes on them. And yeah, I wanted to mention too, when you're doing your potato harvest, make sure you keep them in the shade. Don't leave your potatoes out in the sun. They'll turn green on you, and I mean, they're nasty, real nasty. But that spot there will be in the sun for it'll be in the shade for the rest of the day. The sun is going behind us now. So I'm gonna get the plants up, potato plants. Take them up there and throw them in there with the chickens, and I'm gonna get the tractor out here, and we're gonna start disking this back up. I'm gonna disc it today, try to get all the weeds out, and probably disc again later on this afternoon, and try to run my rows so that I can plant first thing in the morning. I've also got to get down here and where the cool season vegetables was. If you remember a few videos back, this thing was full of broccoli and cabbage and lettuce and all that good stuff. Now, full of weeds and sticks and rocks. So, but that's, I mean, that's, you know, when we flip a bed or when we flip a plot like this one, that's what happens. So, I've already put my amendments in there. I put some lime, I put some fertilizer in here. I disc it in. I'm gonna go back today and disc it again. And I don't know necessarily that I'm gonna run rows in it. I may pull a string and just put my spaghetti squash and pumpkins in here. I need to plant them further apart because these vines are going to go everywhere. I want to say they're going to run probably 6 feet. So we're going to run 2 rows of spaghetti squash, probably 6 feet apart. 2 rows of renegade pumpkins, 6 foot apart. And then I got another smaller jack-o'-lantern type pumpkin, excuse me. I don't remember the name right off the bat. But I'm going to plant those 2 here. And I'm going to get out my new tool for my weed arsenal and try it today here in the okra plot. I bought me a flame weeder that I want to test out and see how well it does on these small weeds. I know probably make a mess out of big ones, but I'm gonna test it out on small weeds over in the okra so I can get ready to put my sprinkler heads, my wobblers, mini wobblers. I'm gonna set up 6 mini wobblers on that plot and hopefully get that done this weekend too. But for right now, I'm gonna get out here and get on the tractor. Jace is out here chasing crows, trying to keep crows and messing around. I'm sweating too, brother. It's hot out here. You know, 3 months ago we were complaining about it still being cold. Yeah, missed that weather. But we'll jump out here on the tractor, go ahead and disc this thing in real good, flip it a couple times, and then run some rows. Alright guys, this is day 2 out here in the garden. And you ever had one of them days where nothing just ever seemed to go right for you? Well, that was yesterday for me. We started the video harvesting potatoes. We got the potatoes out of the garden, got the tractor in there, got it disked pretty good. Got the cool season garden disked up pretty good. And I come up here to the top side to do some work. What I'm thinking now is that I blowed the head gasket on the Super A. It's still sitting in the same place it was. My son's gonna come over here tomorrow with his tractor and use a boom pole to unhook the disc because there's no way I can move that tractor with the disc down. So he's gonna bring his tractor over here and we're gonna move the disc around, get the tractor up to the barn so I can start taking it apart. So there will be a video of me changing the head gasket on a 1954 Super A coming up here shortly. But figured got out here and cut some grass today. Oh, not on top of that, head gasket blow. Broke the drive belt on the lawnmower trying to cut grass, had to replace that. So I got the tiller out. I was going to say, well, I'll run a few rows with a tiller. Broke the recoil rope on the tiller. It just, anything that could have broke yesterday broke. So I got the tiller back running, I got the lawnmower back running. I'm going to get the tractor up there probably tomorrow and get ready to tear it apart. But taking it easy the rest of the day, come down here to harvest some squash. We got some beautiful patty pan squash. Sunburst. This stuff is coming off like you would not believe. And my daughter brought me these neat little harvesting totes. Got 3 of them. Built real well. I like them. So we're gonna go down through here. Jason's gonna hold the bucket. We're gonna go down through here. We're gonna get the rest of this squash here, and I got some moonbeam on the other side that's ready. We're gonna get it too.
You know what I just saw small?
What did you just see?
I just saw biggest crow ever.
Biggest crow.
Yeah.
Too bad you didn't have your BB gun. I seen him when he flew over.
You did? Yep. I didn't even know. I said crow. How many have you already got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5. How many have you doing?
This is the first year that I have grown the moonbeam patty pan, and I will say, without a doubt, it is one of the prettiest patty pan squash and the most prolific. I cut these things every day, and sometimes twice a day. Normally I like to come down in the morning when it's real cool and cut all my squash and stuff. And sometimes after a rain, I have to come down in the evenings after work and cut it again. Last week, the most that I cut in one single day was 30 pounds of patty pan squash just off of these 2 rows right here. 15 pounds that morning, and that afternoon I picked 15 more pounds. It's one of those things, I mean, you eat seasonally. You see them in there? They are just coming off crazy. But you can see we are just swimming in squash plants. I got either or. I think this is zucchini, spineless beauty zucchini, and this is a crookneck yellow squash. I get them mixed up which one's which. I won't know till they start putting off fruit. But yeah. Had a buddy of mine called me a little while ago, and he wants me to bring him some of this moonbeam squash. His mama's wanting some. And I tell you, just look in there. The place is full of them, absolutely full of them. And you know, I know right now, with us getting rain like this every day, they're going to keep growing this way. But I do have to get another row started in the garden, just so when this one starts going downhill, hopefully the other one will just then be kicking in. And you have to watch it. You miss them if you ain't careful. And we won't have to go without. And I haven't, I don't know that I have got the right market plan for patty pan just yet. I'm working on a few things, and you know, I don't want to give really not a big secret, but I don't want to, you know, show my hand just yet because you know, I don't know that it's going to pan out. But you know, a lot of people don't know what patty pan squash are around here, and I mean, we live in a pretty rural area, and everybody grows squash every year. Squash is one of those things where come June, July, you can't give it away. I mean, everybody's got it. So I went into this year thinking maybe I could offer, you know, some kind of specialty squash, which would be, you know, sunburst and moonbeam. And I have some partial eclipse on the other side and some Bennett's green tint that haven't started coming off yet. Now I will say this, I have eaten the moonbeam for the first time this year, and actually I eat some of the sunburst for supper a little while ago, but the moonbeam, in my opinion, has a better flavor than any patty pan I've ever eaten. It's almost a nutty flavor. I'm not a squash person, but these two here, I mean, I could eat them at every meal if if my wife would cook them. And she loves squash herself. She's more of a crookneck and green zucchini, or yellow crookneck and a green zucchini kind of person. But you know, she's waiting on this yellow squash to come on. And I've got some Golden Delight zucchini down here, and I've eaten it. I ate it in an omelet the other day, and it was really good. So we're going to go down here. We're going to check these and get those off. I got a bunch of this stuff up at the house that I haven't been able to move so far this weekend. But you know, every week's going to be a little different. When you play this market game, you know, there is such thing as too much squash, and there is a such thing as, you know, too much produce. And a lot of people garden, and a lot of people know a lot of people that can help them try to move this kind of stuff. And this year, you've heard me say it many times, is our year to kind of get ready to get into market farming. Not necessarily to jump out in there with both feet, but testing the water to see what avenue and what market plan that we want to try and use. I'm learning that things like squash and we know they're seasonal vegetables, but you eat them fresh. They're not something that you can put up and keep. You can, but it doesn't taste the same. So we're kind of testing the water to see what we want to offer, and we're going to be getting into carrots, and we're going to be getting into different varieties of peppers, and we're going to be getting into some other things, radishes. You know, we can grow root crops here in North Carolina year round, and that's something that we're going to be stepping out and starting here pretty soon. You got a good one?
Yeah.
Okay. Jason's over here cutting my Golden Delight zucchini. We're going to head over that way. See what he's got. All right.
Where do I cut it at?
Cut it on the right where the green mixed to yellow, or green mixed to gold.
I can't get back there.
Let's see, let me show you. You see right here where the green mixed to gold at?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is get back here behind it. And it's a little bit of a pain because it's like that.
And it cuts that, some of the green parts?
Yeah, you can keep some of the green part. Bless you. I felt one too. All right, walk them real good. Make sure you don't miss none. I'm gonna have to pick beans here for too much longer. You guys remember the video we did on the green bean? I run out of trellis. So, these things are everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna have to pick beans, Jace. Look here, green beans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Mimi's gonna be happy.
Yeah, she's gonna be pretty happy. But
Happy. Mimi loves these green beans.
I love them.
She puts them in a pan and kind of stir fry them.
Mimi's gonna
Man,
love
these things
them.
are great. All right, let's finish the squash. Look, you got one right there. Get that one on this side and get the one over next to
that
it.
one just snapped right off.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Let me get
Right
it.
there. All right, guys, it's starting to come up a little cloud, but the idea, this is what we've got so far. We got a pretty good mess of green beans. That's the first picking on those beans. The Golden Delight zucchini and some patty pan squash. Now I still have to do the grenade squash, yellow and green grenade squash. They are always full. I mean, I've actually got to go get a bigger tote to put those in, because they, I guarantee you, there's probably 40 pounds of squash just on them 2 rows. That's about what we've been averaging. All right, guys, so we are actually in the 2 cucumber rows, and as you can see, the last video I did when I put this trellis together was a couple weeks ago. But you can see now these things are as tall as the trellis is, which I'm 6 foot, so it's pushing 6 feet tall. And we have been harvesting probably 15, 20 cucumbers a day off just these 2 rows. And so far, I mean, they're still holding their own. I fertilized them really good yesterday, and we had a good shower last night, and we're fixing to get another one. It's starting to drizzle here now. But yeah, I'm gonna just take you down through here and let you see how this vine growed up this string. Well, it didn't grow up the string, but how I twisted it. And I mean, there's fruit all the way up to the top of this. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get off here. I got some work I got to do on these tomato bushes. I'm gonna trim them up and probably put another line on the Florida weed. Get ready to start pulling tomatoes here pretty soon. These homesteads are absolutely loaded. There's probably 20 pounds of tomatoes on each one of these bushes. They are actually just pulling over to the ground. So I may have to pull some off to keep them from breaking. But yeah, if you guys will, reach over in this right hand corner and click that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time I put out a video. As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.